Hi, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Minute with Michael, presented by the Idea Team. My name is Michael Powers, and I'm the host, and today we have a very special guest all the way from Los Angeles, California. We have Fabian Rodriguez, better known as Naysha Lopez. Naysha is a Miss Continental winner, a Rupaul's Drag Race contestant, and a long-standing pillar of honesty, beauty, and talent within our LGBTQ+ community. Naysha, thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure.
Of course, we are so excited to have you, and we're going to be talking about Pride. And I want to get into it because it's no secret that our community has been under heavy persecution as of late. There are efforts to eradicate trans people. Lawmakers are actively trying to take our basic human rights away. I think we need pride and support now more than ever, which leads into my first question. Naysha, what is Pride for everyone, and what does Pride mean to you?
Pride, to me, and I feel like it is for most people, it's definitely a celebration of the differences that we have amongst each other. There's so many qualities that make you unique and make you different, and Pride is the time to celebrate that. It isn't just always about sex and gender. It's so much more than that. There's a reason that the so-called weird kid or the different kid identifies with Pride. Regardless of sexual orientation, because we celebrate diversity, and we're so inclusive. I'm so proud to be a part of a community that's so inclusive. And in this celebration, Pride, those are all amplified. Diversity, the beauty in diversity, inclusivity. That to me is Pride. And I feel like it's like that for a lot of people.
Absolutely. That's a perfect answer, and I could not agree more. And Naysha, how can those of us who identify as part of the LGBTQ+ community, how can we show our pride, and how can we support the community that we're in?
Like you touched on it earlier, you said, now is more important than ever because our community is under attack. And we are one of the, if not the most resilient community that is out there. And right now, I just read an article where, they had to take some Pride stuff out of Target because their staff was, under being threatened because of the Pride stuff that was, up to celebrate, Pride Month, their merch and stuff. And as an ally, I would say it's just not going to the drag brunch and the drag show, even though we love that you do that. But it's when you go there, just buy a shirt, show that, it's not just the LGBTQ+ community that's buying that or being supportive of that merchandise and being supportive of that community, but everybody else as well. It could be, and it's different for everyone. For me, it goes a little bit more than that. It's being aware of the legislation that's trying to be passed, yes. That is attacking the LGBTQ+, especially trans men and women, and non-binary folks. It's that really gets to me. You should know who you're putting in office, who they're accepting donations from, who they're donating to. There's certain businesses that Pride Month comes along and you might put a little something up and happy Pride Month, but then when you look at their financial records, they're donating to different institutions that do not support the LGBTQ+ community, right. That are against us and trying to eradicate trans people. So it's really important to know who you're putting in office, who you're voting for, who you're donating to. And I think that that's a great way to be an ally for sure.
Absolutely. Words do no longer mean anything. It has to be actionable items at this point. So
absolutely.
Allies, people in the community, we have to get to work because we have to fight back. And you touched on my next question, which was how allies can show their pride. And I think that's a great answer for that. At All State Identity Protection, we have a bunch of people who are happy to be allies and are just hungry for help. So I think that'll be very helpful. So I appreciate that. Naysha, I want to go over to drag a little bit here. So drag performers have been heavily persecuted from the media to the courtrooms, especially within the past year. Drag is being banned and outlawed in states like Montana, which just happened this week, and Tennessee in the recent months. Can you share with us, is drag dangerous?
The only time drag is dangerous is when someone is trying to do a split or a dip or a Dutch.
Yeah, it's so true.
The beautiful Aja jumping off a box into, that's what drag is dangerous.
Yes.
But to be honest, drag is not a crime. It is not dangerous. Listen, we should be more worried about how these people in office are really trying to control your rights as a parent and tell you what they can and cannot be exposed to. And to be honest with you, when I do my drag, I'm doing my drag at a 21 and older club. Yep. And when I'm doing it at a 21 and older club, it's for that audience. And then when I'm doing something at a Pride event where it is a public event, I am completely aware of that, because we do have common sense. And there's false narrative that we're doing these things that are either way too explicit or inappropriate for children. But the fact of the matter is that we have common sense, and we do know where we are working. We do know our audience, and we do know what it is that we're providing, and what type of show we're providing. And to say that drag is a crime and actually ban this beautiful art form is just a shame. We're going backwards. We're really going backwards, and don't forget that this is just the beginning. You ban drag, an art form, and what's next? Yeah. What really is next?
Yeah, to take something so positive as the art of drag and to make it something insidious and sick is just mind-blowing to me. And it's so bizarre that that's what's being targeted when literally everything else is going on around us that's just getting worse. And it leads into my last question here. Why do you think that our community, the LGBTQ plus community, is being targeted? And what can we do to fight back?
Obviously, there's strength in numbers. It needs to be a fight, not just that the LGBTQ plus community is fighting, because when we're fighting for equal pay for both men and women and non-binary people, when it comes to women's right to choose, but all these other things that don't necessarily affect LGBTQ plus, but we know it affects our entire being, then we're there to fight that too. Absolutely. Right? So we step up for that. We need you to step up for this. Yep. We need you to, when I love that you're at the drag show and I want to see you there all the time. But when the tough gets going, I'm hoping that you're there hand in hand with me as well, because I'm there for every other fight. That might not even affect me personally, right, but I know how it affects you. And that's really important.
Yes, thank you so much for being here today. I think that's my last question, except for I have one final one. We'll end on a happy note here. So whenever I do Minute with Michael, I ask this question in every single one. So Naysha, what is the number one song that is getting you on the dance floor?
Okay, so because music plays a huge role in my job and what I do, it changes all the time. So right now, the most recent one, do you know this one that goes, ba-dum, ba-dum?
Yeah, it's been everywhere this week,
I hear it and I know, I know you wanna take me home, and get to know me close,
I even know, I'm loving that song right now. I'm so excited for it, and I'm so excited that Kylie has something new. So yeah, I'm gonna say Kylie Minogue, Param.
I love that. That's perfect. Again, Fabian, thank you so much for being here today. I know that we can all take something valuable away from this. So everybody, thank you for joining. And again, this was Minute with Michael, and I'll see everybody next time.
Thank you so much. Absolute pleasure.